Friends, so welcome back to Mixed Media Frenzy. I'm trying to keep the glare off this photo. Look, I can chase it around. It's just following me. Okay, so we are going to be using a sketch this time around, and it is a mixed media kind of a sketch. I like it because it looks like the smooshing technique there. Looks like maybe some texture paste stuff here. And then they carry it for a second cluster up here with a title off to the side with some white space. So interesting. I like it. Looks like one photo is going to be going there with maybe a little bit of pattern paper for the back of it. So I have in my mind the scrap kit. One piece of pattern paper left that is whole. I've used up all the rest. I mean, I have lots of scraps, but this is my whole pattern piece of paper left. So I'm going to use one side of it. I'm not quite sure yet. Kind of like that because it shows up more. And this piece of paper is from Jen Hadfield. This is Family Collection Golden Field. It has kind of a cool border strip on the back. I'm going to hold on to that for now because I kind of like it. The photo I'm going to use is of my daughter right here. This one's Ryan and one of her teammates, and you can tell that this one's got a little bit of a height advantage on this one. So because I'm in the middle of a crop with Secret Not Secret Kit Club, and one of the items in our 10 item challenge is to use an animal, I'm finally going to use this vellum giraffe I have had forever because it makes me laugh when I see the shortest girl on the team around some of the slightly taller ones. So I'm going to use that in some way, and I think I will use this side because the photo shows up so much nicer on this side than on this side. Well, see, I don't know, but I do know mixed media is going to show up a little bit better on this side. So I'm probably going to go that way with it. And I don't believe I've used this side yet. Little giraffe shows up okay on this side. Yeah, it looks a little busy on that side. So we're going to go with this. I'm going to work on some of the mixed media stuff. Not quite sure which products I want to bring in. I know I'm going to use texture paste. I'm looking to see what all I have up here. Let's see. This one's silver. Don't like that for it. I like the black for it. What do I have here? Ooh, I have gold. Ooh, black and gold. I like that. All right, so I'm going to use some of these texture pastes and get going with that. Apparently I have 2 containers of the black. Good to know. I'm going to do some smooshing. I'm going to do some texture stuff. And then I'm going to start working on this. And I will take you along with me. I have a feeling it's going to need a minute to dry, which is fine and dandy. And then I'm going to start creating. So I'll take you along with me and we'll see how it goes. Oh, and as for this sketch, that is so fab. I'll go ahead and put it right here so that you can see if I come even close to it shortly. Okay, here we go, friends. So I decided to start this with the smooshing technique because I want to be able to get texture paste or some kind of dimensional element on top of it, and it's a little harder to smoosh beneath it. I mean, unless you get it really wet with watercolor and all that. And I did not prep my pattern paper in any way with gesso or anything like that. So I just went ahead and went for it. So now in my photo, it looks like they're in front of a big kind of mandala kind of design. So when I went into my templates, and my templates are in a drawer just to the right of me, so I have really good access to them. I saw this mandala template and I'm like, okay, I really think I have to go for that. And I'm using a really gorgeous tone of gold. It's almost like a dirty gold, or what I refer to as a Vegas gold. It's not like this Heidi Swapp gold isn't a super yellow gold. So I am a big fan of it because it's metallic but just a little bit more subdued. So I'm going to go ahead and get my little mandala buddy in a couple places on this and try to let it dry just a little bit. I'm trying to put as thin of a layer on it as I possibly can. You see that I have the mandala in 3 kind of places on here. And I didn't do that middle section between the 2 of them because I know my photo will go there. I'm going to go ahead and finish up my mixed media part of this with some Heidi Swapp Gold Color Shine. And I usually do that in my mixed media box, but you know, since I actually, I guess, was probably too lazy to do so, so I had to wipe down my desk just a tiny bit. And I went ahead and once again looked for placement to make sure I'd be able to get my photo in there nicely. I measured my photo, right up on some wet texture paste. See, we had to wipe that off a bit. I'm going to go ahead and mat this photo with some scrap black cardstock. I have a little pile of it right next to my desk that I'm trying to use up. There's a pile of literally just scraps of black cardstock, and I like to concentrate on different elements to use them up at a time, so I feel like I get some traction with different things. And yeah, that's one of my concentrations this time. And I mean, the reason being because in the Secret Not Secret Kit Club, that's one of the 10 items from the this past month's party that they're using, and I try to keep doing that throughout the month till the next party. So I use some things up. You see that I went ahead and positioned that great little border strip that I like. I have a piece up at the top and a piece at the bottom, creating a bit of a shelf on the layout just so that my photo has a nice place to sit, and the giraffe needs a place to stand on as well. And the reason I use that extra piece on the upper right is it felt like I needed some kind of a strong element on the top. So I do like to incorporate the same types of products in my different clusters, or at least the same colors. And yet that it just worked for me for my eye to move back and forth to see the black in different places. So the stamp set I'm using right there, it's an Amy Tangerine set from, I think it's her newest collection. I received it in 8 Kit Club that I belong to. And yes, I am absolutely terrible about cleaning my stamps. If they're mostly wiped off, I'm good. I don't treat my supplies very nicely, clearly. All right, so I have the stamping on there. I just need to make sure that it's not going to smear because I also have it on the stencil. And I have not stamped on top of a stencil before, so I had to be a little cautious just to see how the materials would work together. I have gone ahead and attached that border strip down. I want to get a little bit of another element on here, and I'm using some rub-ons from these vintage rub-ons that I've been working through. They just kind of look like black and white stitch lines, and for some reason I can use the black way easier than the white. I think it's because I use black so often on my layouts. So I will get the rub-ons in both of those clusters. I have decided to use these really great foam words. I believe those are Cocoa Vanilla words. They're black and foam in a really gorgeous script, and they have like this matte kind of a texture to it that adds yet another different textural item or textural feel that I really, really like. So my title will be Love This, just getting that little dot there. I mean, the moment in the photo is pretty much just my daughter and her teammate enjoying themselves and, spending some girl time bonding, all that kind of stuff. So it's not like a big momentous occasion, but I tend to scrapbook occasions that are not momentous more than anything in the world. I do have some cork elements on there. They're little arrow pieces, and now I'm going to go see what wood veneer pieces I can get in. I've had this little set of jelly bean soup wood veneer pieces on the upper left of my desk for the better part of this last month because I'm trying to use them up as much as possible. Like I go through these things where like I have hierarchy for what I want to use when. So like I'll look there for wood veneer before I look in my wood veneer box, and I'll look in certain embellishments first, just because I'm trying so desperately to use some of my supplies as part of my spending freeze. I don't know. I'm trying, and I've been really surprised with how much I'm using, but it's not making as strong of a dent as what I want yet, but it will. I did go ahead and audition a bunch of pieces. I have product from Vicki Boutin in this kit, Cocoa Vanilla, and Paige Evans, I believe. So I thought I would go take a look and see what might match this background pattern paper. I have, it's kind of gone towards like a peach, gold, and black color scheme, with the addition of a giant honking vellum giraffe, which is a little tiny bit random, I know. But I've been trying to use that giraffe for the last couple of years. Anyway, I'm going to pop up some of my elements on Fun Foam because I like the different dimension. And I have We Are Family there because they are on a university sports team and they spend an incredibly large amount of time together and they definitely do become family. My daughter adores this teammate of hers. She is quite bright, quite inspirational, and she is somebody that you would really want to look up to. She's a great kid. And there we go. Enough about the endorsement for how great college athlete friends are. Anywho, so I have my cork on there. I have my wood veneer. I use liquid adhesive on. The liquid adhesive I use is the Aleene's Tacky Glue, and I use the one that can be stored tip side down so it is always ready to go. I really like that. Now, I love this border strip right here. This is a Vicky Bouton one, and it looks like an old school wood ruler. And I went ahead and decided that that would be applicable because A, I'm looking at the measured height difference, and B, they know each other due to school. So that worked for me. And then again, it doesn't matter how random I am because at this point I've gone off the rails with what's on this page. Anywho, this is just the fun part. I'm adding in the last bit of my decorative things. I did want to say how much fun I'm having on this series. I mean, I'm using so much more mixed media than I've used in such a long time because I'm kind of being reminded to do so. I would not have grabbed out this mandala stencil that I've never used in my life. I wouldn't have grabbed out the Heidi Swap texture paste. So I mean, really, it's absolutely fantastic that I'm getting this reminder. So now I'm at the point where I'm looking at some of the product that I have in some past kits, just trying to use up remaining bits and pieces before they get put back into my general stash. And those are Paige Evans. They're shiny puffies, and they are beyond sweet. As you can see, I've used a ton of them, and I believe I just got them like a month ago. I just really like the texture. I like that it's shiny, and I like that it's puffy, and it has a watercolor vibe as well on top of it. Those are Amy Tangerine foam little tiny stickers, and I mean, I'm telling you, I've been using so much product, and I think it's because I'm not off buying so much product. So I'm getting a lot more traction this year, and I've been having a ball with it. Anywho, so I'm looking through here, seeing if there's any pieces I can use. Do I want to? Oh, and there's these great little puffy stars in there, and I think those are Bella Boulevard. I only had a few left that were on the sheet of black ones, and I was determined to get them used up. Now these little, they are glittery metallic hearts. I do not know the manufacturer of them. I know that I have had them for an incredibly long time. I think they're Bella Boulevard as well. I know I picked them up at Tuesday morning, but I do not have the packaging any longer. So I'm using that almost like a period right there where it says, love this. And I'm getting, these great little glittery heart bits here and there. Now, I don't mind if I have hearts and stars on the same layout because I'm an equal opportunity shape person, and I love to do kind of a more is more kind of of an approach, I guess I'll call it, onto my layouts. Now, my ATG gun decided to be empty, so I'm going to go ahead and use this little tiny guy that I had kicking around. And the cool thing is on that vellum giraffe, the glue or the adhesive is not showing through the little fella. So it's kind of nice that it's I guess a little bit opaque. So you can have them on there and not see this kind of big gluey bit. That's going to be about it for today, friends. Hope you like what you see, and I'll be back ever so soon with another video. Thanks so much for watching.